Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, and we're going to talk about a point specifically at the end where one spell could have changed how the rest of the series was played out. Be advised, there is a spoiler warning from this point forward. So in the Prisoner of Azkaban, Harry goes back to Hogwarts under the guard of these creatures that he's never seen before. These creatures are known as Dementors in the Harry Potter series. These Dementors are creatures that guard the wizard prison Azkaban. These creatures are looking for a prisoner that has escaped Azkaban named Sirius Black. Now, the reason these Dementors are of a concern to most people is because they cause you to relive your unhappiest memories, your saddest times in your life, because they feed off the happiness of you. Harry is told that Sirius Black was one of the Dark Lord's biggest supporters and that he betrayed Harry's parents' location to the Dark Lord. He is also told that a man called Peter Pettigrew tracked down Sirius Black when he found out about this, and Peter Pettigrew was blasted apart along with a dozen muggles, or in other words, non-wizards. At this point, they arrest Sirius Black and take him to Azkaban. He's not given a trial because at this time the wizarding world was actually in such tumult that they weren't sure who was who and who was on whose side. And so they actually put a lot of innocent people into the wizard prison. So fast forward about 12 years, Black has escaped from Azkaban, and Harry is now going to Hogwarts to school under the guard of these Dementors who are searching for their escaped prisoner. All year, Harry is plagued by these visions of this black dog who's supposed to be like this omen of death. At the end of the school year, the black dog actually catches up to Harry, and he finds out that it's not an omen because it can be seen by everybody. And the black dog actually drags his best friend Ron into what's known as the Whomping Willow, which is a homicidal tree. It turns out that the black dog is actually Sirius Black. Sirius Black explains the real story to Harry, Ron, and their friend Hermione, who are in this secret passageway underneath this homicidal tree known as the Whomping Willow. Eventually, Snape comes along down the passageway, who is the potions professor. Snape is the enemy of Black and all of his friends from school days, and Harry, Ron, and Hermione do not like Snape very much either. Snape is knocked out by Harry, Ron, and Hermione actually casting the disarming charm all at the same time at the potions professor. The story that Sirius tells Harry, Ron, and Hermione is that when Sirius and his friends were all at school, one of his friends was actually Harry's own father. And as they went through the school of Hogwarts, they were actually big mischief and troublemakers. These guys called themselves the Marauders. Now, the Marauders had a secret because one of their number, Lupin, was a werewolf. Now, because of this, his friends wanted to help him. They were able to make their friend feel better by making his transformations easier each month, but they couldn't keep him company as humans, so they kept him company as animals. They had Harry's own father, who was turning into a stag. They had Sirius, who turned into the black dog, obviously. And then they had Peter Pettigrew, who turned into a rat. It was found out that Peter Pettigrew was actually the one that betrayed Harry's parents. When Peter Pettigrew, so-called, tracked down Sirius Black, it was actually Sirius that tracked down Peter. And when Peter got cornered, he sliced off one of his own fingers, turned himself into a rat, and blasted the street apart behind him. And then Sirius got blamed for everything Peter did because everyone else thought that Sirius was the only one that knew where Harry's parents were. Peter, on the other hand, goes to live with a wizard family known as the Weasleys. Ron, Harry's best friend, his last name is Weasley. Ron ends up with Peter as a rat, calling him Scabbers. So for 12 years, Peter Pettigrew had been with a wizard family, just in case there was note of his master's return or of Sirius Black's escape. All this seems like a tall tale given by a criminal until they actually transform Peter Pettigrew back into a man from a rat. It's at this point that Sirius goes in for the kill to kill Peter Pettigrew. Harry, however, intervenes and stops Sirius from killing Peter Pettigrew, wanting to give him over to the Dementors instead. They tie up Peter and they haul him and the unconscious Professor Snape out of the passageway and start heading toward the castle. It's at this point that Lupin realizes he forgot to take the potion that makes him docile as a werewolf. The moon actually moves out from behind a cloud, and Lupin turns into a werewolf. Sirius is able to hold him back for a while, but in the whole scuffle, Peter Pettigrew is able to transform back into a rat and escape. If we go forward to the next book, called Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, we learn of a new spell. It's called the Stunning Spell. The Stunning Spell is basically the spell that renders one who receives it unconscious. That's straight from Pottermore. Basically what that means is it knocks out the opponent. My question is, why not use this very simple little spell on one Peter Pettigrew? We have 2 adult wizards who are more than capable of performing such a spell, and we know this because we see them perform these spells in later installments of the series. However, even if not for the Stunning Spell, if we go all the way back to Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, which was year 1, a first-year Hermione Granger can perform what is known as the Full Body Bind Curse. Now, the Full Body Bind Curse makes you go stiff and rigid, and you're basically stiff as a board. And this actually might have been a better course of action for these people to go, because Peter Pettigrew would have been easier to transport to the castle. And he would not have been able to transform as a rat if he was paralyzed, stiff as a board in other words, or if he was unconscious due to the effects of a stunning spell. Because of this, Sirius probably would have gotten the trial he deserved in the first place, and he could have probably raised Harry as Sirius is Harry's godfather. Peter Pettigrew, in turn, would also not have been able to meet up with his old master and raise the Dark Lord in Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Harry Potter may not have even entered the Triwizard Tournament, and Cedric Diggory may have survived. While the Dark Lord may still have returned in some other way, the capture of Peter Pettigrew definitely would have delayed that return. What I want to know from you guys is, what do you think? Do you think they should have done this, or do you think that Peter Pettigrew still would have found a way to escape? And if they did do this, what else do you think might have been affected in the rest of the series? Let me know down in the comments section down below. But that's all we got for you guys today. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like. Also subscribe if you're new around here, and feel free to hit that notification button so you never miss an upload. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.